Hello, this is Pat Ray again. We're talking about substance abuse tonight and how that relates to feeling good now and later. So I need you to print your first and last name, put it on the top of your paper. Again, getting a lot of papers with no name. Also, if you're emailing this to me, put your name in the subject. If you have an email that does not reflect your name, if that your address does not have your name, I am having trouble linking it to who it belongs to, especially when there is no name on the homework or the progress note. So your progress note should have first and last name, today's date, the type of group, which is substance abuse, and the topic, which is feeling good now and later. And it should also have on there how you are paying for your session. Either you have insurance or you are paying cash and we'll bring it to the office between 9 and 5, Monday through Friday, with the exact change. Or you will be calling in 217-954-1128 to pay over the phone. There is a $3 charge to pay by card over the phone. Or if someone else is paying for it, please put that information, such as DCFS, probation, whoever is paying. All right. So I'm going to be looking at my notes from time to time. We want to talk about the big difference between what feels good now in the moment and what is doing what will let you feel good about yourself once the moment has passed. So if you've ever gotten angry and cussed somebody out, went and got drunk, spent your paycheck on dope, whatever it is, and then later you didn't feel so good, that's the kind of thing we're talking about. Or maybe you got mad, walked off your job, quit your job, and then felt bad about that later. So we want to talk about what feels good now and what allows us to feel good in the future. So it may feel really good to get drunk or high, but it can turn into an addiction, and then we're not doing ourselves any favors there. It may feel like relief to scream at someone who's annoying you, but it's not going to help your relationship with that person or how you feel about yourself later. And it may feel nice to get lost in porn or gambling or hours of video game, but if that's already taken over a big chunk of your life and afterward you feel empty and ashamed, it's not helpful. Feeling good about yourself means making choices that are good for you. So, making choices that require some skills, like being able to respond to your emotions and urges in a self-aware kind of I'm in the driver's seat way. We want to talk about how to regulate. What does regulate? Regulate emotions. Regulate emotions. Regulate means it's about intentionally decreasing or increasing the intensity of an emotion and deciding whether or not to act on the impulse or the desire. Now, these skills involve 1, deciding and controlling where you focus your attention, making a decision. 2, and when something's happening, when something's really happening, deciding and controlling when and how much attention you focus on at the time, including the aspects of the situation, including your own thoughts, feelings, and impulse. How much focus are you going to be given there? 3, choosing how to think about your emotional reactions to things. 4, stopping yourself from acting on a sudden impulse. Actually learning how to do that. And 5, stopping yourself from acting on a desire or craving. And 6, thinking, imagining, and doing things that are calming when you're angry, anxious, afraid, addictively craving, or whatever it might be. So again, that last one, thinking, imagining, and doing things that are calming when you're angry, anxious, afraid, addictively craving. Okay. Now there's a lot to learn there, and you say, my goodness, I don't know if I can do that. But there's skills we can learn. The key is being able to step back in the midst of the situation and reflect on what you're thinking, feeling, and wanting to do. So for example, when I feel the upset coming, I feel it in my body, I know that I have certain risk thoughts. Risk thoughts are thoughts that lead to emotions, which lead to actions, which lead to risk or bad negative consequences, outcomes. So being able to step back in the midst of it, reflect on what I'm thinking, feeling, and wanting to do. So in that instance, it's also being able to connect right then to what is my goal here? What do I want? What is the long-term goal that I want to reach in this situation? If I'm able to learn how to observe the reactions I'm having and think about them as they are happening, and then in that moment, I'm able to gain control over feelings, thoughts, and behaviors. That's the beginning, opening the door. Emotional awareness is another key. Realizing what's happening before it's too late. Again, knowing the red flags, the warning signs, what sets me off, what are my triggers for my emotions, for my using, for my behavior, what is it, what are they? Knowing myself, being emotionally aware, that is a key. It's critical to know how we're feeling, especially when we're having mixed feelings such as sadness and anger, shame and resentment. Without that awareness, we're on autopilot and we're just driven by old habits. Habits of thinking, habits of feeling, habits of behavior, and then we get the same old outcome. Okay? So if we have emotional awareness, then we can figure out, we can realize what's happening before it's too late. And then we can really have some control over our responses. You can make good choices that you feel better about later. Okay. All right. So I will wrap this up, and please give me your information. I will talk with you